Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at how Ainz might not only be influenced by his emotional dampener, but maybe by another far more potent skill as well. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as say thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. The undead overlord Ainz is regarded by the humans and monster subordinates that he has as a devilishly brilliant genius, a mastermind, who coolly and rationally forges plans across millennia and executes them with unheard of cunning and precision. And from the perspective of Demiurge and Albedo, there's no reason to doubt that. On the contrary, during the takeover of the Empire, there was originally, at least from Demiurge's perspective, a completely different plan in place. It was supposed to take months, and not to be wrapped up in a single day. And yet that's exactly what happened. Completely unexpectedly, Ainz traveled to the Parut Empire and simply handed Albedo the proposal for vassalization from Jerknif himself, before continuing straight on to the Dwarven Kingdom to sign a friendship treaty, a word that Albedo and Demiurge likely viewed with massive quotation marks, all in one single day. And for Demiurge and Albedo, this also sent a message that they didn't need to worry about Ainz or his plans. To them, the de facto subjugation and binding of the weakened Dwarven Kingdom, the Frost Dragons, the Quagoa, the Frost Giants, and the Empire within a single week was just another brilliant political maneuver that even the two masterminds of Nezuric couldn't have dreamed of, brilliantly executed by their own undead overlord Ainz. Ainz, from their point of view, saw the gaps and weaknesses in the politics of other nations, which he then exploited at lightning-fast speed to massively accelerate his plans, his supposed plans, for world domination. And this realization also brought a smug grin to Albedo's face, as she revealed all this to Demiurge. But we know that Ainz was simply lucky amid misfortune in all of this. The oh-so-brilliant overlord is really just a man with the education level of a grad schooler, trapped in the body of an overlord. And all of his brilliant conquests, his intrigues, and his intricate, layered plans within plans were, from his own perspective, mere coincidences that he himself didn't even understand. He didn't know what was happening, only that it was happening, and that he ought to do something about it, and contact Demiurge and Albedo. And in the competency ranking of the rulers of the New World, Ainz stands, according to the very overlord author, Maruyama-sama, at the very bottom, on the level of an ordinary citizen, which makes all of Ainz brilliant conquests appear as extremely funny coincidences and accidents. Or do they? We know that Ainz undead body has a profound influence on his human mind, his near immunity to pain, which only lasts for a short moment, along with a mind that isn't swayed by joy, love, lust, fear, or disgust, is a result of his body, his own emotions, nor any other outside emotions, cast upon him by spells, could enthrall his mind. And this changed him rapidly. Ainz alone, his mind that is, could not bear the sight of blood and violence, of the knights who raided Khan village, and the disaster that he witnessed. But his immunity to emotional attacks and influences, such as fear magic or charm spells, also rendering him incapable of experiencing strong emotions. And I will examine all of this more in another time. But for now it's enough to know that Ainz undead body has already significantly influenced his mind, which raises the question, was it only his immunity to emotional attacks, like fear aura, that influenced his human mind? Have all of the other abilities left his spirit untouched? Or is there more to it? Ainz has the ability Dark Wisdom, which allowed him to learn and use 718 spells instead of the usual 300. and it's a ritual skill that enables this transfer of knowledge and power. So he can't just see a spell and immediately learn it. He must perform a ritual to master it and to gain control of it. And here it gets interesting. In Overlord, many things that were mere flavor text or game lore in Yggdrasil Online have become real in the new world. For example, virgins could ride a bicorn in Yggdrasil Online. I mean, of course they can, because you couldn't interact in this fashion with NPCs in the game, and because there was no system to determine who was a virgin in real life, there was no way that this mechanic applied. It was just a fitting in-game description to make the world more interesting. But now in the new world, Albedo truly cannot ride her war bicorn into battle, just like unicorns can only be ridden by virgins, and would refuse to work if non-virgins would ride them. And Ainz will go and acts like an overlord. He behaves like an overlord. He even endures the, from his point of view, annoying and time-consuming ceremonies, formalities and rituals, because they are necessary on the part of playing an overlord's life. The image of a ruler, of a master strategist requiring to play this role this specific way. In other words, he performs a ritual. And it might be that his dark wisdom ability responds to this, that due to this ritualistic behavior of his, acting and behaving like an overlord, he is subconsciously influenced and guided by this very skill, so that his actions lead to the brilliant strategic maneuvers and the tactical finesses that we have witnessed, without him realizing it. Just as his immunity to emotional status effects like fear and mind control regulates his emotions, perhaps his dark wisdom skill reacts to this ritual behavior of an overlord and empowers him, without his awareness, execute all of these brilliant political maneuvers and be this mastermind he pretends to be, because he pretends to be this mastermind. At least that's the theory. And with that said, now it's your turn. What's your opinion on the topic and the video? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, I say thank you very much for watching, thanks to all of my Patreon members for supporting this channel, and as usual, I say my special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Guy Yee, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon S, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feralchivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Le Louche Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazer, Merowek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Oh Kill, Overlord General Gaspar, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Ruru, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc War Boss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Sonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.